You might have heard that Ukrainian President Zelenskyy is here in the New York metropolitan area and speaking at the United Nations. But some people say he was responding to some comments that Donald Trump made yesterday about how worthwhile this war is. First, to what Donald Trump said yesterday. Take a look.
I watched him. We will win. We will. He's been saying that for 3 years. Every time Zelenskyy comes to the United States, he walks away with $100 billion. I think he's the greatest salesman on earth. But we're stuck in that war unless I'm president. I'll get it done. I'll get it negotiated. I'll get out. We got to get out.
President Trump was making we will win, we will win. He was quoting Joe Biden and then, of course, making reference to the fact that every time President Zelenskyy comes to the United States, he leaves with a big fat check. I want to get Kurt Volker's read on this, the former U.S. ambassador to NATO, former U.S. special representative for Ukraine negotiations. Ambassador, it's always good to have you. But the fact of the matter is Donald Trump says he could end this immediately. So he becomes president. He's going to do something on day one. I don't know what that is. Do you?
I don't think anyone has that insight into what President Trump is actually thinking. He'll decide himself what he's going to do. But the facts, as we know them, are that the only reason there's a war is because Vladimir Putin is attacking Ukraine and continues to do so every day. We didn't start this. We're not in this war ourselves. It is the Ukrainians fighting for their freedom, defending themselves against Putin's attacks. So if you're going to end it, you got to convince Putin that it's not worth it, that he will be harming Russia. It's going to be bad for Russia if he continues the war. And that is what President Trump has to figure out. How do you convince Putin that he has to stop?
One of the things I did hear loud and clear from President Zelenskyy at the United Nations is a warning to the leaders out there listening to him that there is no easy and no quick out to the Ukraine war. And he has echoed in a lot of speeches, as you know, Ambassador, this growing concern he has that more and more are looking for an easy, quick out, just to rid themselves of this whole thing. What do you think?
Well, he is right to be concerned about that. A lot of people would like to think that if Ukraine just gives up some territory, then there'll be peace. But that's a fallacy. That is just rewarding Putin's aggression so far and whetting his appetite for more. That he's going to say, okay, I'll take that. And then he'll be up against the Polish border. He'll be looking at the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, saying, well, they used to be part of the Soviet Union too, so I should be taking them. So it's a set of wishful thinking to think that you could just give up some territory, give up Ukrainian territory, and then there's peace. There's not. What we saw with the Japanese, what we saw with Hitler, people who are trying to build an empire at the expense of other people who have this imperialist agenda, they just have to be stopped. They won't stop on their own.
You know, real quickly, and I don't like to politicize things, and neither do you, Ambassador, which I greatly respect, but if you think about some of the musings of Donald Trump on the Ukraine war and his impatience with a better than year-long war, or close to that now, in Israel, he wants to end both quickly. It can't go on, he says. This must stop, and I'll stop it. I understand the impatience and the frustration, but what signal is he sending in both wars by saying that?
Well, yeah. Well, the first thing to remember is that we're in the midst of an election campaign. And he's going to be saying things to try to appeal to his voters, just as Biden is doing for his voters. And it's not in Israel's interest, it's not in Ukraine's interest to be in the middle of that. They should be trying to stay as far away from our election as possible and let it play out. Now, as far as what President Trump is saying, though, I think that he's right that this has gone on too long. The Biden administration has been very slow and half-hearted in the way it has supported Ukraine. We've delayed on tanks, we delayed on HIMARS, we have restricted the range of weapon systems, and that has in fact prolonged this war. The way to really do this, and I would say the same with Israel as well, is ramp up and let them get it over with. Now, here we are a year after the October 7 attacks, and Iran has yet to pay any consequence for what it has launched in the Middle East now.
Ambassador, thank you very much. It's always good catching up with you.
Thank you.